Hello everyone, welcome to this YouTube channel. Today we'll be looking at how to write a proposal for your project dissertation and research admission. You're a student seeking admission into tertiary institutions, or you're writing your project dissertation at the end of your study. This video is highly recommended for you. So before you want to start writing, there are certain criteria you want to have, you want to know to ensure your project or your proposal is broad focused, is relevant, is acceptable to your academic institution. So I'll give you 10 tips before you start writing. The first thing you want to ensure is that you understand the guidelines. So the guidelines are usually provided in your school blackboard, or you can go to the school website. Here you will see the institutional requirements, which includes the formatting, the word count, the referencing style. You also see the submission deadline. So when you know the submission deadline, you can plan backwards. Also, you want to check with the supervisor, to want to clarify with the supervisor, so you don't go writing at the end of it and ask your supervisor now cancels everything you have written. So you want to check with your supervisor all the departments you are applying into. The second thing you want to do before writing is clarify your research interest. Identify your interest. Ensure the topic is something you are genuinely curious about, something that you want to explore, you want to go into. It tickles your fancy. That's a very good topic to explore, to write about. So you want to check whether it is original, make sure it's not been done before, and ensure that your topic contributes to something new. And the third thing you want to check before writing is check the visibility, check the time frame. Can it be completed in the time available? Do you have the resources or data, the equipment, or the participant that you use to execute this research? And that thing you want to check in visibility is the budget. Does it require certain amount of money? Do you have them? Check. Also, you want to check among the visibilities your skill set. Do you have the necessary skill, or will you need training to write? These are very important things you want to check before writing. Then let's go to the number 4 thing you want to do before writing. You want to conduct a preliminary literature review. Here you want to look at key theories, studies, gaps in the field. Find out, okay, what has already been done, where are the gaps, or unanswered questions, what debate or issue is still unresolved. This will give you a view on how to conduct your preliminary literature review. The 5th thing you want to do is define your research problem. Make sure you know that your research problem is specific, is researchable, and relevant. I used to say that a weak or a vague research questions will always give you a weak proposal. So you want to get that in check. So you want to consider your topic. If your topic is too broad, you want to bring it down or narrow it. Can the problem you want to also check, can the problem be addressed within your time frame? Make sure that the problem you are addressing is within your time frame. Also, the 6th thing you want to do before writing is consider ethical implications. Will your research involve human subjects, sensitive data, ethical risks? These are things you want to look out for. So you want to think ahead about informed consent, confidentiality, data protection. Most schools provide all those data protection, but you want to think ahead as a student that wants to score very well. Also, you want to check for supervisor or departmental fields. Make sure your topic aligns with the expertise of someone in the department. Some school assigns supervisor, yes, based on the topic tailored for your proposal, but then you want to look at the supervisor's previous work. That will give you a tip into how to write to suit that supervisor. So another thing you want to look out for, which is the 8th thing I would say, is know the audience. For admission, your audience is the admission or academic committee. For a dissertation, You want to check your audience will be your supervisor, your lecturer. So these are key important things that you want to look out for. So your tone, your complexity, your content should match that's what they expect at your level. What they expect, your content should match. You cannot be writing a lower level of writing for, maybe you're writing for your masters, you're writing a lower level, it has to match it. So the ninth thing you want to check for, you want to define your clear objectives. Make sure they are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. These are very, very key important thing you want to do when defining your research objectives. So number 10 thing you want to do is familiarize yourself with methodologies. These are very important. So you want to ensure that you are very thought about it. Am I going to use qualitatives? Am I going to use quantitative? I'm going to use mixed method. This one also, I'm going to do systematic review. These are all things I want you to consider first before writing your proposal. So you want to check the tools also. Are you going to conduct a survey, interviews, content analysis, statistical analysis, systematic review? I want you to understand, okay, what research design am I using? So before you submit your proposal, before you start writing your proposal, so you can and you understand how to implement them properly. If you don't, I want you to go do research. I'll be sharing some videos also on that later. You can also watch that, it will help you. So there are some key questions I want you to ask yourself. Why is this topic important? What problem am I solving? What do I hope to achieve or prove? Can I defend this proposal? Okay, so these are the tips you want to look out for before writing your proposal. Thank you very much. We'll see in the next video where I will be giving you the structure for writing a proposal. So stay tuned. See you in the next video.